What up? Welcome back to the Necro Zoo. I am Bones. And in this one, let's go ahead and add one more figure to my McFarlane Spawn collection. Now this time we will be taking a look at Gunslinger with the horse. Now this did come to me from GameStop. I had pre-ordered it months ago and I did kind of forget about it, but now here it is. Now of course we have received other versions of Gunslinger. You had the first original release, which I do own, and then you had the Gatling gun version. Now the Spawn line I don't collect as furiously as I collect DC Multiverse, but I do enjoy Spawn figures and McFarlane does a good job on these. So I do collect them, but more as a side note. I don't always buy doubles of these, but I do sometimes. It just depends on the figure. But I'm really interested in taking a look at this one. It looks really good, probably as a display piece for everybody. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. But first, I do not think that it comes with the standard black Spawn stand. But I didn't, when I opened up the package, I didn't remember pulling one out, but this is what it looks like. So I don't think he does come with one, but this is what it would look like if you were to get one. I don't think that this one did come with one, which is kind of a misstep because sometimes you do want to stand them next to the horse, but as you can see, it's not really needed. But if I'm wrong, oh well, I just couldn't remember if it came with a stand or not. He also comes with two long 6-shooters. Pretty cool revolver pistols. Now I love the detail on the grips of these. They got like a skull engraved in them. And a little bit of detail, not a wash or anything, but of course that is very simply added if you wanted to do that. But to have the open canvas to do that if you want, it's pretty cool. He also comes with this long rifle. Same thing, has a pretty nice design on the stock, which is a skull and other like little effects engraved in there. Pretty cool detail. It's just like I said before, it doesn't have a wash, but you can easily add that yourself. Then he also comes with this Gatling gun. I'm pretty sure this is different than the original one that was released. I would just say in the paint. But since I don't own that one yet, I'll have to take a look if it is different. This one has more of like a kind of rose gold, light copper look. But always cool. Gatling guns are always pretty sweet. And of course here are the two parts of this set, which is the horse with the saddle and the Gunslinger Spawn. Let's take a look at the horse first, pretty quickly. Now, we do know that McFarlane has released other horses, specifically for the DC Multiverse line with the Dark Knight Returns, but I think he's also released them for other lines like The Witcher. Haven't really had these many horses before in the line, but it's pretty cool. You do have some articulation at the head, at the neck, and then the legs, of course, are fully articulated. It's kind of a chore to get them the way you want, but the whole thing is that it is possible to get all the articulation points in unison and get them to stand or get them in a running pose. So all in all, pretty nice. Now, taking a look at the detail on the saddle, you do have some satchels there. You got a rolled up blanket on the back. Minimal silver paint, but you do have a lot of stuff to work with here. A lot of engraving in the saddle. You do have the stirrups for putting the boots in there. So all in all, it's a really nice horse. It is, I'd say it's a tad bit smaller if you put it next to the black Dark Knight Returns one. It's just a smidgen smaller in size and in height. It is pretty sweet to be getting these horses from McFarlane. Now you can bring out the Dark Knight Returns horse and get a little better idea of the size difference. He's a tad taller and thicker. That's basically the main difference. Now I am building another one of these. I actually have most of the parts that I need. I just need a couple of parts, and then I'll have 2 opened Dark Knight Return horses. And I also have one in package for my unopened collection. Now, I actually want to build the second horse because I want him to go with my NECA Phantom, Jungle Phantom. And of course, he'll fit on here nicely. I know he will. So that's just something I'm doing on the side for my display collection. But like I said before, it is awesome to be getting these from McFarlane. It's thinking out of the box and getting, other things that people don't really think right off the bat should be, added or into the line. But these are pretty cool. Let's take a look at the Gunslinger Spawn. Now, I have to go through it pretty quick because, of course, the articulation for a lot of these Spawn McFarlane figures are pretty much the same, but you do got a lot of movement in the head. You have that high hat. Really nice Spawn sculpt there underneath, and you get a lot of articulation. Twisted, looking down, left to right, look up slightly. So it's all really nice. A lot of sculpting detail on this Spawn, just looking right off the bat. Coming down, he has full range at the waist. You got these Malbosia lines that you could line up pretty nicely. You got lower twist at the waist, at the chest. You got some crunch, and then he could lean back pretty well. The coat, obstructs it a little bit. Shoulders, you do have a butterfly joint with the bushing in there, but it's slightly restricted because of the coat, but you get up and down and back. Front to back, you got a bicep cut, so you could get some swivel in there. Double jointed elbows, passable. And then moving down into these crazy forearm guards that are just filled with spikes. You got the wrist articulation that is actually on a ball, so that's cool because you get a lot of more hinging and twisting. All in all, really nice. Going down, you do got those 2 kind of boleros going across, crisscrossing around the waist as a belt, and then you do have the holsters for the pistols. Now these do slide in there rather nicely. They look pretty good. Of course, you can put them in his hands as well. Oh no, really, really nice. Going down to the legs, you do have thigh swivel. But as a bonus, you do have thigh cut here right below these like pouches. Of course, that allows for easier placement onto the horse. And since it does have the line of the pouch to cut, it's not an ugly thigh cut. It's a pretty nicely seamless thigh cut. So that doesn't bother me at all. Going down into the boots, more nice sculpt work. If you kick out his thigh, he does have thigh swivel. You have double jointed knees. At the ankles, you have up and down. You got left to right, rocker, toe articulation, and then some pretty sweet boot spurs there. Taking a look at all the leg, like I said before, tons of sculpt work, tons of pockets on here. You got a blade stuck there to his left pouches. Just beautiful work by McFarlane. Taking a look at the bottom, no tread, but he does have some identifying marks. Moving up the back, more sculpt work. The trench coat flows really nicely. It's a soft plastic. Split down the middle so that allows you to put him on the horse. And then of course you have the holster for his rifle, which also slides in there very nicely. A lot of detail there where you could, add your own paint for the buckles that are missing paint, or add some washes just to make them look a lot better, but he does look really good as is. You do get a nice T-pose, and actually a little bit higher than that. So all good. I'm really going to be enjoying this guy as a display piece on his horse. Now, of course, you can get him on the horse. He looks really good on it. You could finagle the joints and everything just to get him the way you want. His feet fit into the stirrups. And then the horse does have this like bridle, grip reins. That way you could hold on to him. He also looks good on the black horse from The Dark Knight Returns. I did try that out as well. And it does look really good as well. So, I mean, this horse could be used for different things. It does have a lot of Spawn details on it. But if you could get past that, it could be just a random horse for a cowboy or anything like that. So all in all, it's really a set that brings you a lot of value. You're basically paying $25 for each figure, the horse, and for Gunslinger Spawn. So not bad at all. McFarlane doing a real good job with these Spawn figures. Now, I'm really happy to add this to the collection. Like I said, I'm going to use it more as a display piece. So I do know that it's going to be some beautiful, beautiful shelf candy. You guys keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you on the next one.